Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're back today for part 42. And for those of you that don't know why we're here managing a championship match at Bristol City, make sure you catch up with the last episode. It's there in the eye above. But today, we will be playing our first two games as Bristol City manager, our first two games as a championship manager. And to be fair, the first one's winnable. QPR away are one of the mid-table sides we're trying to catch. Luton up in 4th place, a former Premier League side in this save, going to be a lot more difficult to beat. But if you're looking forward to seeing what tactic we've set up and how we're going to get on in our first two matches, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from two long-term stories. We will have a day off tomorrow for Christmas. I hope you enjoy the festive season. But Cricket 22 will still be here, so the channel will not leave you empty-handed. But for now, we want to get off to a good start. It's going to be very important, particularly as we've got to avoid relegation. Battling isn't enough. We're 1 point off MK Dons and Blackpool. And if we can get out in that first couple of games before the international break, it'd be such a big confidence boost for the lads. So that's what we're going to be hoping for. As we mentioned at the start, all of the players, all of the staff we've got to work with at the moment, we met them in the last episode and we trebled our wage. So at the moment, we're feeling pretty good. We did have our first day meeting with the lads, which went very well. The dynamics have improved slightly if I go and show you them. Club atmosphere is now very good. The managerial support up to average. Things are looking all right. We're in pretty good shape. It is a shame that Joe Williams is out injured. He's one of the star players at the club, one of the leaders in the dressing room. But we've got a good team, we've got winnable games, and we've got a great financial base as well. Now, I have changed one thing tactically from what I discussed in the last episode. We were talking about going asymmetric, finding a way to fit two strikers in. Well, I've bottled that. That I will concede. But let's start by having a look at the tactic we have set up. This is what we're going for. Now, it might just look to you like a boring old 4-3-3, but I wanted to try and get strikers in on the right wing, try and get them heading at the back post. I want to try and be positive and front-footed. I want to try and play through the middle. I want to try and play out from the back as well. I really feel we've got an opportunity to succeed. There's one thing I forgot to put on there. But this is what we're going for. We're going to have an anchor man in a holding role. I've done what I've said with Williams out, and we're going to put Simon Kjaer in there and see how he does. And hopefully, just hopefully, if the fullbacks push on, Kjaer will sit back and make that a back three for us. We have, though, got a very solid championship team, albeit a little ageing in some positions, albeit without backups in some positions. It's still very solid, and I would expect us to be well clear of the bottom three. We've got brilliant youngsters on the bench. John Lestrange is a player I'm really looking forward to developing later down in the year. But for now, Kalantari and Lys Mousset are the men. And Mousset, I want to give him a bit of a renaissance because we had a little chat with him. He said he's willing to give us a chance. I just think he's really good. So I'm hopeful that he'll be able to get settled in here. We've set up some of our set pieces and it is my only concern about this side. The two centre-halves are 6'4" and 6 foot, which is absolutely fine. We've got Kjaer, who's 6'3" in the holding role, and we've got Chalobah, who's 6'1" in central midfield. The rest of this team is basically all under 6 foot, and that's part of the reason we've gone for Mousset above, say, a Lestrange, because we wanted another 6-footer in there. So there are some difficulties there. Max Thompson, I think, is a bit taller as well. He is. So our defensive set piece setup is going to be a little bit weird because we've got those with poor positioning who are taller and good in the air, and those who are better defensively who can't head a ball or jump. So we're going to have to mix it up slightly. Maybe even have to go zonal. But let me know what you think of the tactic. I did have the temptation to try a back three, but if one centre-half got injured, we were going to be in trouble. If one wing-back got injured, we were going to be in trouble. And I didn't want to leave out Max Thompson, who is a brilliant winger. So that's the tactic we've gone for. We'll see if it works during the game. But let me know in the comments what you think of it, because I'm hoping it'll be the setup that lets us succeed. With that all done though, let's get into our first game at QPR. It's a difficult one on paper, but it is a winnable one. And they're one of that few groups aside that we'd like to be competing with come the end of the season, albeit we might have too much to do there. They're 9 points ahead of us, 8 better on the goal difference. We still got these weird staggered kickoffs as well. It seems to be a glitch across the EFL. Let's have a look at the opposition instructions. The likes of Chris Willock, they're still very good players. And they're suggesting a few changes. But this is what we've gone for. Griffiths between the sticks, sweeper keeper on defend. Trying to get him playing out from the back. Darboe at right back, Bryan left back, Atkinson and Muller at the centre halves, Kajar in that anchorman role for now with Amos and Shalabar in centre midfield, Lys Mousset getting a revival on the right hand side, Thompson cutting in from the left, and then Kalantari, the superstar up front. Only got 3 goals so far this season. We'll be looking to change that. Into the first game we go. In the comments, give me your predictions. What do you think we're going to do? No cheating. Can we get a result? Anything other than a defeat, and I think it's a good start. So without knowing it, we've made 3 changes from the last game. Now, Venegas was suspended anyway, but Darboe's the better fullback, so no idea why he wasn't playing. Kajar's in for another attacking player, so they must have been playing a 4-2-3-1. And then the Strange replaced by Mousset. That's just my personal choice. Let's see what the QPR lineup's like, whether we can get a result. Federico Rica's coming at left back for them. What a player he is. They've got Jimmy Dunn still at centre half with Jack Watmore, Matt Macy, former Luton player, in goal. Chris Willock's still there, and I've just noticed Adam Idar's on the bench. Of course, he's with us in our Twitch stream save with Derby, and he's a brilliant player. So if he's on the bench, I can only dread to think how good Mill might be. Let's get into the first half, see if we can survive it. But Idar is better than our centre half, so if he comes on, we might be in trouble. Into the first half, let's hope there's not many highlights. If we can nick a 1-0 win, be a very happy man. As Atkinson plays short to Kajar. Early doors goes back to the keeper. Griffiths plays over the top towards the centre forward. Kalantari's on it. Good diving header from Rica. It was unconventional, I think it'd be fair to say. It was certainly effective. It's a long ball forward from Macy. Milne flicks down for Abdullahi. They're playing 2 up front here. This might be a real problem. Willock on the left side. Back into Abdullahi. In behind again. Well done from Darboe. Griffiths clears downfield. We survived the first chance. Kalantari knocks down for Thompson. This is where we want to be good, with pace on the counter. To Shalabar. Back to Thompson. Kalantari's in the middle. So's Mousset. Hits the post. Kalantari's is blocked. Thompson third time. Still going. Cross is blocked again. Back to Bryan. Shalabar on the edge. It's still not cleared. Thompson gets it left wing into the back post. And the offside flag is up. We had to score there. You can't miss ones like that. 2 minutes gone. Good chance gone. And QPR back on the attack. With that front 2, they are going to score. We know it for sure. Willock in. Abdullahi. Good save, Griffiths. It's been an end-to-end game so far. Bit more open than I was hoping for. But we've had the best chance so far as Griffiths plays long. Kalantari loses out. And I did have it on distribute to fullbacks and centre-halves, didn't I? I just checked that. If we go back to here. Yeah, I did. So I'm not quite sure why we're not playing it out there. He's gone for big kicks every time. Done down to Milne, flicked on for Willock. It's too easy and it hits the post. We're surviving at the moment, but QPR look rampant. Yes, we've had the best chance, but they've had 3 in 4 minutes. As Bryan's picked the ball up on the left wing, inside to Shalabar. Thompson to Kalantari. It's another good attack for us. Kajar gets it into Kalantari. Through ball to Lys Mousset. Into Thompson. Has to shoot. Macy saves it. We're 20 gone, it's 0-0, and it's certainly not a disaster. It's a goal kick for Matt Macy. For the host, big ball downfield. Flicked on by Phillips. Muller gets it away. Are we going to rue having quite a short side here? One of the few things I'd like a director of football to address in January. We haven't had one join us just yet. As Dunn goes back to Rica. QPR keeping it well. Loads of chances so far. Matt Macy has it between the sticks. Goes for a big ball in behind. Look how many men they're committing forward. Abdullahi down the right. Got support, but he's forced backwards to Effiong. To Phillips. Gets it into the back post. Willock's there. Just wide of the post. Quarter of the game gone. How it's 0-0, I don't know. As Effiong throws in from right back. Down the line. Bryan pushes up. But Jelfs gets it back to him. And QPR going very direct here too. As Macy gets the ball between the sticks to Jimmy Dunn. Haven't seen one short pass out from our keeper yet. As Mousset nicks it high. Kalantari got the individual quality. Not got the final product there. The front 3 is working. The confidence, not so much there. But definitely creating chances on the break. 10 minutes to the break, it's still 0-0. And we are finally rolling out from the back. Atkinson to Thompson, who loses out in the air. Coleman brings it forward. It might cost us. Big shot over the bar. 2 sides that look well out of form in front of goal. But a really good game of football to watch. It's got to be said. Well, there's the half-time whistle. It's 0-0. Both teams have had a couple of good chances. And we're doing all right. The performance is promising. We just need Kalantari to produce his magic. He's got that star quality. And we've got a free kick on the right. Joe Bryan to take it in towards Muller. Loses out in the air. Kalantari picks it up on the edge. Goes wide to Bryan. 4 or 5 in the box. Instead goes short to Muller. He's got space to run into the centre-half. Delivers back to Mousse. That's why we got him back on the team, because he was being left out and he's one of their main scoring threats. Lys Mousset in our first game, the sort of player that's going to massively benefit from a managerial change. What a goal, what a moment. Bristol City are ahead. The new manager bounce might be here, as Darbo's got it at the back to Muller. Can it give us confidence now? Kajar in the holding role. Not going to last much longer, but played really well. Amos releases Kalantari. I think he just beat the offside trap there. I'm waiting for a flag. It hasn't come. That's a wonderful goal. Kalantari off the mark, which is massive this early on. And hopefully we can really build a victory here. Though Adam Idar has come on for the hosts. And most FM players are petrified of him. He's absolutely brilliant. As Effiong gets down the right-hand side. No pressure on him just yet. Fenton chips it up. Abdullahi. Missed header from Atkinson. It's really poor defending from our star man. 2-1 and QPR are back in it. Atkinson finds Kajardo. We're straight on the attack. Lys Mousset's in. Forced wide. Back to Kalantari. What a save from Matt Macy. It deflected off Watmore and he's still got a hand to it. It's incredible goalkeeping. Joe Bryan will deliver the outswinging corner. Mousset's up. Can't quite get anything on it. Kalantari will recycle it. He gives it to Muller. Created the first one. Gets it wide again. With a quarter of the game to go. It's 2-1 and we're looking all right. What changes do we make though? 15 left. I've got to do something. So I'm going to bring on Vokins for Bryan at left back. That's not too much of a change. I can't really take Kajar off in the holding role. Maybe I can bring Rakic on. It's a similar idea as a central defender. He'll go in the anchorman role. And then maybe Gutierrez or Ilic into centre midfield. Gutierrez is better defensively because Shalabar looks knackered. I'm not going to do it just yet. The other two will make. We'll leave it 5 more minutes. As we're playing out from the back again with Nathaniel Shalabar. Big ball downfield towards Kalantari. But it's got to be a little bit wider. That's straight on the centre half. Muller heads away as far as Fenton, but we look in real trouble on this side. Vokins the sub, can't stop the cross. Idar's up, down to Willock. Good block, it's hit the post. And Griffiths clears it away, but only as far as Fenton on the right wing. Not quite sure what that clearance was. Into the front post. He recovers this time, well held. And it's all action with 10 to go. I'm not sure we're going to hold on here because QPR are pushing. Willock up to Coleman. What's going on in the box? I think it was Atkinson who had dropped. And he was leaving 3 men on side. Really bizarre lineup there. Let's get Shalabar off now for Gutierrez. We need that defensive sub. But this is hard work with 7 minutes left. How do we hold on? Time wasting might be coming in a second. It is. 4 minutes of stoppage time. And we are that far away from a very crucial result. Both fullbacks will go to defensive duties. Amos will be a deep line playmaker. Gutierrez will be a deep line playmaker. In fact, Amos can be a central midfielder just to mix it up. Mousset will drop to a support duty. Thompson will drop to a support duty. And in terms of stats, what can we do? We're going to go cautious. We're going to time waste all the time, slow the tempo, be disciplined. Any Bristol City fans joining along here, we do this a lot when we're 1 goal up. Slow the pace down. We'll still counter because we've got a big threat there. And we'll leave the rest as it is. 4 minutes of stoppage time separate us from a win on our Bristol City debut. Can we get it? I think we have. We've played 6.5 minutes for some reason, but a wonderful performance, a really good result. Yes, the nerves late on when we were trying to see it out, but that front three is going to be deadly this year. If we can get Williams back in that midfield too, sky's the limit. Wonderful performance. Now, are we out the relegation zone? That's what I want to see next. We are out of the relegation zone in our first game. Stoke at the bottom have lost. They'll regret not offering us a job. MK Dons and Blackpool not played. In fact, they've all got a game in hand on us. So I won't get too excited, but that's a brilliant result. And now we look ahead to Luton Town at the weekend. Up in 4th place, the side I support, of course. Now, can we get a result against them? We'll be back in a minute to find out. Well, a quick stop off for a familiar name as director of football. We've nicked Jez George from Lincoln, now formerly of Cambridge. That's where he made his name. 61 years of age, 1.8 grand a week. I don't think he's going to be top championship level, I've got to be honest. Okay, he's all right. Worryingly similar stats to Chris Casper. Let's hope that doesn't translate into signings. But I think he's going to be okay for us. He's had a stint as Cambridge manager. He's been a director of football for 15 years. Surely he'll deliver us the signings we need. He's got a 2.5-year contract, so he better be good. Surely can't be worse than Chris. Let's skip ahead to Saturday. Well, as we come back for the fitness tests for the Luton game, it sort of begs the question that I've got in my head. Who's going to be fit? I'm not sure Rob Atkinson is, and I'm not sure a few of the others are. We played on Wednesday night. It was a big Herculean effort towards the end, and the fact 6 changes are recommended is probably bad news. Carlos Mendes-Gomez still at Luton Town. He's obviously coming good. Let's have a look at the selection. It's not too bad. I thought it would be worse, to be brutally honest. I want to leave this 11 out there. We've got 2 weeks off after. Do I just do it and accept that we're going to have some difficulties? We have got some good players on the bench, so maybe 2 or 3 could come in. But I don't want to end up losing a whole quality squad just because a couple of players are a little bit fatigued. Venegas is fit to come onto the bench, so we can make one slight change in that regard. I don't need 3 centre midfielders there. And the weakest of them for me is probably Niall John, because Gutierrez is a player I quite like the look of. So I'm going to take him off the bench for Venegas. The only one I want to do is the centre-half, because Racic is very good. But then Muller played brilliantly last time out, and he's that little bit quicker. I'm going to leave it. Same 11, we'll make changes when we need to. Might be a regret, but at home to Luton Town, I want a positive start. Let's see if we get it. I just saw in the build-up to this that Dover had won an FA Cup tie. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge of Luton. Look who's in goal. All hail George Wickens, the Bangor City legend from FM21. If you don't know what I mean by that, go back and see last year's Build a Nation. He was an absolute dime in that. In fact, him and Gregor Zabret, our third keeper, covered the first 12 years of that as first choice keeper, I think. Absolutely brilliant. What a reunion for them two. We've got Isaac Hayden and Max Meyer dropping out of their 11. Carlton Morris is on the bench, another legend from FM21. The head coach at Dundee in his case. Martin de Roon's there. Reece Healy. They've had some good players. That is a wonderful team. I'm a little bit worried about them. Maybe not the sort of game we'd expect to win, but we've got the lads motivated, and if we can stay positive and stay compact and nick a goal from a set piece, we might have a chance. Off the bar from Muller. And I'll take a 0-0 right now. Not sure we're going to keep a clean sheet though, as Ogbeta throws in from the left to Mendes-Gomez. Given away to Darboe. Can we counter at speed? It's what our game has to be found on. As Shalabar to Amos. In behind to Kalantari. Sorry, I just got completely distracted there. I had to cut away. Daniele Regani is centre-half for Luton Town. What on earth is going on at this football club? Is that the Tyrese Dolan as well? This team is phenomenal. Regani is an Italian international and he's playing for my club Luton Town. Apologies for the cutaway, nothing happened. 3 minutes in, Luton are on top, certainly in terms of possession. Regani and Bryan, good ball playing defenders. Healy's a great striker. And he's just lobbed the keeper there, but it's slightly over the bar. With 5 gone, we're hanging on. Let's see what happens now. We're back as Luton are playing out from the back, and Thompson is one of those we can't really afford to lose. He's a quality player. And he's one of the star attackers. We saw how good he was first game. And losing him will significantly weaken the team. But we've got to do it. We can't leave him on here. Bryan up to Tomasi. Regani to Petrovic. Switch of play. Darboe away to Muse. To Amos. Just put it in behind. Don't try and dribble. Get it in behind to Kalantari and let him run. Because that's the only way we're going to score here. Regani, for all his quality, is 32. As Amos to Muse. That's the ball. Not quite come off. But it's certainly the right idea. Ogbeta out to the left-hand side. Muse nicks it again. It's excellent pressing. Gets down the right. Switches it across to Kalantari. Good finish. Is he onside? He's not. It's disallowed. Why is the flag so late? 12 minutes gone. It's a tight thigh for Thompson. It's one that will get worse if we don't replace him. So Sam Greenwood's on. Similar player. Not quite as good. As it's a free kick for Darboe. Just inside our half to Amos. Again, we're playing one of the best sides in the league here. This has been a good performance. As Greenwood's in. Greenwood scores. The substitute might not be as good, but he's fresh. Kalantari releases him on the left. It's a lovely finish from the winger. And Bristol City lead again. This is dreamland in our start for the club. He is two-footed, which is the benefit. And we mentioned before when we were reviewing the squad in the last episode, I'd like him up front because he's a good finisher. And he's showing it again. Excellent work. 5 to the break. Bristol City lead 1-0. And just before the half-time whistle, we've got an attack from Luton Town. Mendes Gomez to Dolan. Forced backwards, but they've got space in the middle. And is the fatigue going to show now? We played tired players and we might regret it. Healy's hit the post, but the rebound's in. Great effort from the keeper, but he doesn't get enough on it. And it's an awful time to concede. Luton showing why they're right up the top of the league. And a few of our legs looking a little tired. 1-1 at the break. We're going to praise the lads. If they can nick a point, it's a fabulous effort. And we're straight down the other end with a throw-in. Joe Bryan, second minute of the second half. Kajata Bryan into Kalantari. Wonderful turn. Into the back post. Greenwood's up again. Take back everything I said. The injury's a blessing in disguise. Greenwood's the best player we've ever had. 2 goals in 20 minutes since coming on? Absolutely insane effort. 25 minutes it is. Sam Greenwood 2, Luton Town 1. 25 minutes to go. I'm going to make a change. In the middle, Amos will come off. He's going to be replaced by, I think maybe Illich, who has got the legs to be a box-to-box. He's a little bit taller as well in terms of aerial ability. And Elise Mousset is just starting to struggle. So John Lestrange is going to get his first run out under us. 15 left. Luton just having the better of it. But it's still 2-1 and we'll take it. As Muller out from the back. We've got 2 weeks off after. Just see it out for 6 more minutes, lads. Big kick from Griffiths down the left. Greenwood loses out. Hayden finds Darun. 2 very good substitutes. Darun again over the top to Dolan. We can't catch him. It's across the box. Petrovic there. Lestrange gets back. Excellent work from the auxiliary winger. Comes down the line as well. Brings it away brilliantly. Darbo over the top. Kalantari's in. Gotta score this one surely. A top striker. And he proves just that. That is exceptional counter-attack play. And I finally feel here we've got a side that might not dominate games, but can certainly be ruthless and take its chances. 4 shots on target, 3 goals, and Bristol City is back-to-back wins to start. I'm very much enjoying this move. I feel like a new man. Darun nicks it off Shalabar. 2 minutes of stoppage time to go. Healy brings it away to Tomasi, who comes over the halfway line. Through ball's intercepted by Muller. I am so proud of this effort from the lads. Lestrange tries to release Greenwood on a hat-trick still, don't forget. But we're not worried about that. George Wicken's out to Regani. And this is a statement of intent. 2 wins for Bristol City. A new director of footballing. And everything's looking rosy. Kalantari releases Greenwood. Final chance for the hat-trick. So unselfish. And it's 4-1. John Lestrange gets his first goal under us as well. That's fantastic. A 4-1 victory. It flatters us surely. But on the counter-attack, we're ruthless. And we've got a great side. This is going to be a fun old stint at Bristol City. I hope you stuck with me for it, because that was a Christmas Eve special. Let's see when we'll next be back. Max Thompson only out for 2 to 3 days. He won't miss any games. And suddenly it looks alright, doesn't it? We've just joined a mid-table championship club after getting those results. And I've got to say, looking at the schedule, we might have got really lucky here. Because bar MK Dons, who they lost to, which I think was the previous manager's last game, they haven't yet played Forest Green. They haven't yet played Blackpool. They haven't yet played Cardiff. 3 of the sides right down there. And considering the 2 wins we've already picked up, we might be alright here, because we've got some of the bottom sides to play. The caretaker already got a win against Reading, which has built the confidence a little. And I am now delighted that we've made this choice. We'll be back at some point in December. Maybe the festive season. If we're back in the scrap, we'll show some of the games at the bottom. If not, West Brom and Leeds away. 2 absolutely massive games in the Championship. If you did enjoy this episode though, a wonderful start at Bristol City. Please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you think of the tactic, the players, who's going to be the stars for us, and who you're most looking forward to seeing develop. What can Jez George do in January? Have any of you got experience with him in a head coach style save? If you want to stay up to date and find out how we get on, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. 1 day off for Christmas tomorrow from FM, and then we'll be back to the normal schedule. Tomorrow though, there will still be Cricket 22, so come and check that out on the channel as well. Links in the eye above to the series so far, and of course to the Twitch channel for regular live streams, and the football podcast for festive predictions. But a massive thank you for watching, and your continued support as always. It's definitely been the right move, hasn't it? Enjoy the festive season, enjoy your break tomorrow, and I'll see you again on Boxing Day.